Well, the gym sure is popular at 5:30 in the morning. Oh, it's 6. It's 6:02. You can tell that we're heading towards fall because it's no longer like completely daylight at 6 like it was for all of July and some of June. I look out the window and it'd be like completely bright. I'm like, how late did I stay up? Then I look at my my phone and it says it's only 6 a.m. But I tell you, what a fun morning to come out and contend with people. Last I checked, it was like 5:30 something, I guess. In between me getting ready and actually leaving, it progressed to 6 o'clock. I'm going crazy just to let you know. Also, just to know, there are no signs that say no trespassing. That's a no loitering sign. No loitering, no skateboarding, no bicycling, which means like off these ramps here, there's no signs that say no trespassing. Just for future reference for people that were confused. Someone left their Lime scooter back there. Those fucking scooters will turn up anywhere. Anywhere and everywhere. I tell you though, 5600 is cursed. Some person working on the project broke a gas line, a gas main or whatever, and they had to evacuate everybody, at least on that part of 5600. Then just a few days ago, there was a shooting there. Like, what the fuck? I love that when I press the button to turn on the flashlight, it doesn't do anything. That's helpful. It feels so nice right now. A nice 66, 67 degrees. It was 90 degrees earlier today. Which is really not really anything, considering last month we had triple digits pretty much the whole month. So 90 degrees is really not really anything at this point. God, there sure are a lot of people coming out at 11 at night, which is so funny for Utah, which doesn't have a club atmosphere anyway. There must be Officer What's-His-Face coming down that fucking alley. And there's a freight trailer hitch parked there. I mean, law enforcement in the state is such a fucking joke. I mean, I guess it's so safe and boring. They have to go and make a big deal, make a mountain out of a molehill out of absolutely fucking nothing in order to feel like they're doing something. I mean, congrats, I guess, congrats. Because at least you're earning that fucking taxpayer dollar, you know, paycheck. So there's that. I'm gonna cross the street here. God. I've got such a terrible fucking rash. It makes walking not fun. I haven't really been out and about like I usually am for many reasons. First and foremost, the weather has just been shit. Fire weather with smoke in the air. Then really bad winds blowing the smoke, and then rain. And just I did another trip on foot to Ogden not too long ago. Also, my feet were really sore and still recovering from that. Oh my God. So I said, why don't I go out tonight and capture some boring fucking local footage that people will look on my channel and say, oh my God, oh, it's the same shit. Same shit, different day. There used to be so much to do out here. Now there's, you know, that used to be a really good sushi place. Before that was BC Chicken. Now it's a fly-by-night church. This used to be Hollywood Video. That used to be Blockbuster. You know, say what you will about the movie renting experience. If you're not going to go to the theater, I think going and renting a movie is the next best thing. And people say, oh, it's the same that you know, streaming at home. It's not the same fucking thing. Because the one actually prompts you to get off your ass, physically leave your house, get in your car, or walk to the nearest movie store, rental, and get some movies, and maybe popcorn and candy, whatever. Or a game or two if they have those. Now you can't do that. Redbox, I guess, is shutting down. I couldn't be more thrilled about that. I name a more useless fucking product. They came in right in the time that Blockbuster was shutting down, dying, and streaming was getting big. And now they're shutting down because streaming is everywhere. People don't even want to walk to the Redbox. And I say good riddance, because, you know, Redbox is the thing that put the final nail in the coffin for movie rentals. Because, oh, well, now we can get it just like we get our gas. So go to 7-Eleven and get Smokes gas, and we'll see what the... But I just remember being like, I would rather go to Not even Blockbuster, movie buffs. Hastings and movie buffs when those places... I know some places still have Hastings. I don't know if they rent movies anymore, but I know they sell things. I think they're primarily just an online store. I bought from them on Amazon. I have a store on Amazon. I bought through them purely off of brand name alone. But I mean, Blockbuster was okay. Movie Buffs was better. We had one up here by Harmon's. Hastings was excellent. There's a few things I want to talk about. There's a certain YouTuber, I'm not going to mention their name because I don't want to draw attention to them. I don't want to give them a platform on my channel. I knew who they were because they post a lot on Reddit. And I've seen their YouTube videos before. And what I've seen before was nothing, shocking. It was just, I'm looking for a partner that'll orally gratify me. Very one-sided. I mean, they said they were not going to reciprocate. They just wanted a partner to do that, and that's it. And they were very specific. Used very clinical terms. Like, this person spoke like they were born yesterday and had gone through the quick Mormon church rundown of the birds and the bees, and we're using those terms. One of their later videos I've seen, they talked about they were inspired to join an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting to try to find a partner there. Mind you, this person is not an alcoholic or a drug addict. They don't drink, don't smoke, they don't do drugs. So basically what they said was they got the idea, don't know if they've done this yet, but they had the idea to go to find a submissive partner there who will be completely one-sided and orally gratifying them, and will, be fine with that. And they said, they justified it by saying, well, at least this way we're trading one negative, one unhealthy bad habit for a better one. And I'm just sitting there, my jaw, like a cartoon character, hit the fucking floor. I was like, is this motherfucker for real? They're literally sitting there and basically conspiring. I mean, it's there's no two ways around it. It's taking advantage of someone vulnerable and who's not in the right mental or emotional state. I'm sure, especially given today's terminology and stuff, it could probably be constituted as rape. Don't quote me on that. Then there's another video they were filming on a church property. They weren't filming for very long, and then a groundskeeper or someone from the church came and said, "This is private property, you can't film here." Then they turned around and threw a big attitude. Well, you should have signs. Blah blah. Dude, it's a fucking church. You can tell it's a church. Any church you look at, you can tell in your mind and just know it's a private organization. They don't need to have, they should have no trespass, but using logic, you can tell, they don't want people there filming. And then as their driver is driving them away, they roll down the window and say, that it looks like it could storm, and say, I want this tornado to ravage this whole area. Basically because one person came and told them, you can't film here, it's private property. And they weren't on a publicly accessible sidewalk like this. They were actually on the church premises. So basically, I mean, obviously, this magic shit doesn't exist, but people who are sick in the head, they believe voodoo and all this other magic shit. Like hexes, cursing people, summoning elemental magic. I mean, if it was real like in Final Fantasy, you're basically condemning an entire congregation and possibly an entire part of town because of one person rightfully told you to get lost. This person also likes to blame their comments on their neurodivergentness. I'm sorry, I've known a lot of people on the spectrum. They've never said shit like this that have come out of this person's mouth. If you already know who this person is, I've given enough hints where you will know. I'm not going to say their name, I'm not going to say their channel. If you know, you know. Anyway, there was a really bad wreck. Actually, it was further down that way. Because it was like right by the fire department. Fire station, fire department. I didn't see the wreck happen. I heard what happened was we were walking back from the Roy Library that had a big book sale, and I mean big, like everything. And I want to talk about that in a minute. But as we're coming back, heard sirens, heard the fire engine and all that. And it wasn't that far away because literally the fire engine wasn't even the big full-size one. It was like the smaller, the little one. And it only had to go a couple hundred feet from the fire station because that's where the wreck was. The whole front of the car was completely smashed in and the airbags were deployed. I thought it was when I first saw, I thought it was a person that they had draped like a sheet over him, that they were still in the car, but they put a drape, a sheet over him. My friend was like, no, that's the airbag that deployed. I didn't film or anything because I thought there was a body in there. That happened. That was just like right here on this street earlier today, like around 1 p.m., 1:30. Senior Center, Roy Hillside Senior Center. Just cut through all this shit to get there. It doesn't really work that way. Yeah, like the wreck was like right here because it wasn't that far from fire department's just right there. It was literally a stone's throw, literally a hop skip away from the fire department. Yeah, it's wild. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. I tell you. Is that the moon? It's all covered with clouds. And of course, Roy City has all their Halloween shit out, and it's not even fucking September yet. I don't understand the library. I wanted to go to their book sale because the last 2 years I've been meaning to go and I missed out. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to the library book sale. I want to see what they've got. Okay, now granted, the last library book sale I went to was in California City in Mojave. A little tiny library in Kern County, ran by 3 old ladies, hardly anybody in there. Went there with a wheelbarrow, walked back with like a couple $100 worth of books. I paid maybe $15, $20 total for all those books. The Roy County Library set up like a fucking flea market, like a bazaar. Everything's there. Everybody's there. It's like people from Ogden are there, people from Hooper are there, people from Riverdale are there, people from, you know. And I like that there was such a big turnout for the community, but it was kind of overwhelming for me. It was kind of overwhelming for me because, for one thing, I didn't find a single fucking book that I wanted. Now, the things I keep an eye out for, like my childhood books that I lost. Goosebumps, Gregory Goat, The Terrible Eater. They did not have any of those. They did not have any books that I wanted. My friend walked away with like I think he paid $11. I got one book for my cousin. Everything else my friend got. I think he paid like $11 for like 6 books. Most of them were Star Wars books. And I was like, they did not have anything I want. Well, of course, you couldn't look because there's so many, dozens of people. There was no like organized queue because people, like, I was just going and like leaning and looking and then, you know, moving on. I'm seeing all these fucking boxes. People were allowed to go and just pick up whole boxes that aren't even open. And they're like, yeah, we'll just charge you $20 for the whole box. You take whatever's in it. And I'm thinking, motherfucker. They didn't have any trade paperback comic books. They didn't have any of the stuff that I wanted. I was like, and I don't think I'll ever go to the Southwest Branch book sale again. If there's a smaller scale one, like, you know, I bet when the old library was still in use, those ones were probably like Kern County. They're probably smaller. This one's fucking massive. They definitely had people from Ogden there. They had people from Pleasant View there. I guess they're all done with their remodeling. Is it now a 24-hour gas stop now, or? Look at all those lights. From the junior high and the high school. Doesn't that look pretty? Wow, another family that tears out their lawn. Just leaves it a muddy mess. They're probably going to replace it with sod or those blue and white and black rocks that people, which I think are fucking ugly. And they got rid of the crosswalk that used to be here. This used to be a 4-way, a crosswalk here, there, and here. And they really don't give a shit about pedestrians. They don't even give a shit about the school kids that go here. Royal Nation, live golden, bleed black. I'd be kind of alarmed if my blood was black. Like, no cap, as the kids say. I'd be alarmed if my blood was black instead of red. Someone left their bike. There's no way those bathrooms are open. I wonder if somebody's working out in the workout room, like they have the key. Those are pulled down. Were those blinds pulled down before? I can't remember. Okay. Well, the bathroom is open. Is it at least secured? There's no lock on it. I wouldn't say anything if it was locked over there onto the... If it was locked, or if it was tied to here, locked there, I wouldn't have said anything. I'd just be like, well, no one's going to take that. But it's literally sitting right there out in the open. What if it's somebody that's running the track down here and they just left their bike over there? Because the bathrooms are open. I didn't think they would be, but they are. I love how vintage they are, how old school vintage looking they are. Has somebody missed their bike? Rail gear sold here. Okay, that's locked. So those are actually locked. Has someone left their bike out there? It's still there, but I would go get it or tie it up, you know. I'm getting the fuck out of here. It's too creepy. It's such an odd place to leave it. Like, if it was left there during the day, during school, someone absolutely would have come along and taken it. I have zero doubt about that. I'm like, oh, there it is, and there's a dude in there probably going to the bathroom. No, there was no one in there. I kind of, in retrospect, that kind of creeps me out. But then I'm thinking about it that it's a man's bike. Well, because it looks like it would be a man's bike. There's that moon. Of course, all the fucking light pollution, so you can't see it all that well. So everything looks cloudy and grainy. I had the nastiest frozen. It was one of those DiGiorno Detroit style pizzas. I used to have the DiGiorno square pizzas before, but I don't think they were Detroit style. And I did not like this kind. It was nasty. Nasty. I did not like it. It was like way too hard and chewy. Normal pepperoni, but then it had little diced. Like if you get those sticks of pepperoni from the deli aisle that are really good as a snack once in a while, it was like they took one of those and then diced them into smaller little cubes. Put that on the pizza. And there's way too much, like, pizza sauce, like tomato pizza sauce, in my opinion. I don't like a whole lot of sauce on my pizza. I always order it light sauce. Honestly, the worst part of the pizza was the crust and the cheese. The crust, in my opinion, was inedible. It wasn't even, you can eat it. The cheese was like, and I cooked it, I preheated it, and I cooked it for the amount of time that the box said to do it. 400 degrees, 24 minutes, that's what I did. Probably maybe should have done it, preheat it, cook it for 20 minutes, pull it out, see if it needs longer or not. But I also don't like I don't like really doughy, runny pizzas. It's like Domino's makes. It's really gross. So when I pulled it out, I was immediately unimpressed with it. I was unenthused to eat it. I was like, what the hell is this? Because on the box, It looks pretty good because you got whole pepperoni. Then, like I said, diced up cubes of pepperoni. Then they ruin it with too much sauce. And then the cheese, which in my opinion wasn't enough cheese. Because people will say, there's actual people out there who claim, there's people who actually claim that cheese is a topping. Okay, cheese is the main part of the fucking pizza. You got your dough, you got your sauce, and then the cheese. And there's people who leave it at that. That is a complete fucking pizza. The pizza experience begins, and it can also end at just a cheese pizza. Hi, Pizza Hut, are you open? I'll take a Bigfoot pizza to go for myself. But in conclusion of my food review portion of this video, that DiGiorno Detroit style pizza was nasty. Normal DiGiorno pizzas are good. If you get like a DiGiorno stuffed crust pizza, those are really good. Yeah, when I have relatives, because I still have relatives that live out of state that come visit, and they're like, what do you do? And they're like, I know you don't drink early party, so you don't go to clubs. I'm like, I make my fun at home, and I'll go out and I'll film because that's kind of fun. But they're like, I just can't imagine. Like, what if you work, the only time you have available is at night, everything's closed? And I'm like, exactly. It wasn't like, it used to be years ago. You could go to any Walmart because there were 24 hours. You could go to any gas station. There were 24 hours. Smith's was 24 hours. This is before Walmarts became super Walmarts and had groceries. So you could get groceries at Smith's. They were 24 hours. You could go to Walmart. Nope, not anymore. They're not even open till midnight anymore. Hell, they close at 10. And they don't open again until like 10 in the morning or 9 in the morning. So there's like that whole hour, whole period. That's like a whole shift where no one's making, they're not making money. I don't get it. The fucking COVID came, and it really was. That whole time, 2019 was it. That was all really the before times. I remember hearing that as like a joke, and it really fucking was the before times. It really sure as shit was, because that really bad wreck was literally just on the street, just like probably closer to that Roy, that LED sign, billboard or whatever. There was a guy with some kind of because the car alarm was still going off like intermittently, and you could tell it was like broken. I mean, looking at the front of the car was completely smashed, totaled, and the alarm was warped because it would make a really frantic, like high pitch, but it wouldn't be like the whole duration, but was doing it intermittently. And there was a guy in like a reflective vest out there, probably a city worker, it looked like he had like a broom handle and trying to like fish something out of the front of the car. I have no idea what he was doing. That's 2 occasions I probably could have filmed today at the book sale at the library. I didn't, because there's too many people, especially too many kids, and I don't film kids. And I don't film other people. And then I thought there was a body in the car with a sheet over it. It was just the airbag. Thrift building. And they're only open for 4 hours. They don't have anything. They're like, oh, here's a cum-stained outfit for $50. Who the fuck's gonna buy that? No one is gonna buy that shit. I feel bad for them. I would feel bad for them, but it's like, It feels to me like they're trying to like get in on the thrifting racket that rich people like to do. And it's like there's people who really need clothes and things and books and just stuff in general. And it's like they're charging, like their prices seem really, you know, disproportionate. The reason nobody's shopping is because your store has nothing in it. I mean, you can go to the Deseret Industries and find, you know, treasure and find something. It's still trash, but at least it's, you know, something you're like, oh, you know what? I could see this, taking this home. She videotapes it and it's like, what the fuck is that? It just looks like literal, it looks like she fished it out of the trash from someone's house, or like leftovers of a rummage sale nobody wanted. So she's like, you know what? I'll take them. And then charges astronomical prices. So just a few prices I saw for the things that she was showing, and I'm assuming it's a woman that she was filming. It didn't look like there was like hardly anything there, nothing worth that quite that much money. And then like the books, like, we have more kids books, come in and get one free book, limited one per child. And it was like the bookshelf was fucking barren except for like less than a handful of actual kids books. The rest of the things on there was just junk. And I'm just like, I'm just laughing. Like, this has got to be, is this a joke? Is this person self-aware? I mean, they're not laughing with us because we're laughing at them. Because it's like, and they're like, every time they make a tweet, it's like, oh, we're closing up early today. And I'm like, yeah, because no one's fucking coming in. No one wants to shop at your store. So go ahead and close early because no one's gonna fight. Like, and especially the one thing that actually quite honestly pissed me off was around this last Mother's Day. She's like, need a last minute Mother's Day gift idea? Don't worry, I have you covered. And she literally pulled out a shoebox with some like that, like the wrapping, the gift wrap stuff that you stick inside of a gift bag, with a water bottle and a scrunchie. You want to guess how much those cost, those suckers? Normally people would say, oh, maybe between $5 and $10. Maybe between $6 and like $10. 30 fucking bucks. 30 fucking bucks for a rinky-dink water bottle, a scrunchie, and a shoebox with a little bit of like the gift wrap to make it look. I mean, it's like, my mom would be fucking offended if here you go, Mom. And my one friend was like, who the fuck wears scrunchies anymore?